There's a specific kind of man whose brain refuses to clock off. He replays a 5-second conversation for 3 days. He drafts the perfect reply, 2 hours after the moment has passed. And at 2 a.m., when the whole house is asleep, his mind quietly opens the file marked "Everything You've Ever Said Wrong" and starts reading. If that's you, this isn't another video telling you to relax. There are 7 traits that men like you share, and the last 2 are the reason people like you are consistently underestimated. By the end, you'll know exactly which ones you have, and what your brain is actually doing. You know the loop. Marcus does. Tuesday, someone at work said "interesting idea" in a tone he couldn't quite read. And it's Friday, and he's at a red light. Still running the tape. Was it sarcasm? Was it dismissal? He's cross-examined 4 words for 72 hours. Maybe for you, it's the message you rewrote 5 times. The joke that landed wrong in 2019. The way you walk out of every conversation and immediately hold a review meeting about it. Attendance 1. And here's what makes it worse. Everyone around you seems to just say things. Send the text. Forget about it. Sleep. And a voice in you asks the question this video is going to answer properly. Why can't I? Psychology has a name for this pattern. Rumination. A mind that circles back to the same loops, especially around uncertainty and social situations. And the research keeps landing on something most overthinkers never hear. This isn't weakness. Studies link rumination to brains that are exceptionally good at pattern recognition. Always scanning, always processing, always hunting for meaning. One study even found that verbal intelligence correlates with worry and rumination. The problem was never the intelligence. It's that the system never gets the signal to stop. So here are the 7 traits. And stay for the honest part near the end, because one of these traits is quietly costing you more than the others. 1. You replay conversations long after everyone else forgot them. That replay isn't self-torture for its own sake. A study in psychological science found that people who ruminate more score significantly higher in cognitive empathy, the ability to model what others think and feel. You replay because you registered more than everyone else in the room. The pause, the tone, the word choice. The tape is long because your recording is detailed. Most people didn't notice enough to replay. 2. You rehearse conversations that haven't happened yet. Dev has asked his boss for a raise 14 times. All 14 in the shower. Every version, every counter-argument, every tone. Psychologists call this mental simulation, and it's the same machinery a chess player uses, running futures before they arrive. It becomes a problem only when the simulations replace the move, but the machinery itself? That's a strategist's brain. 3. Your mind holds its meetings at 2 a.m. There's a network in your brain, the default mode network, that switches on when you're doing nothing. It's the background processor. In men like Ray, it doesn't idle, it audits. The day, the decade, the thing you said in year 9. Your brain isn't malfunctioning at 2 a.m., it's doing overnight processing on a mind that collects more data than it can file by day. 4. The perfect reply always arrives 2 hours late. Tom sat in the meeting with the best idea in the room and said nothing. On the stairs afterwards, the perfect sentence arrived, fully formed. The French call it staircase wit. Psychology calls it deliberative thinking. Your brain refuses to ship an answer before it's been tested. You're not slow, you're thorough in a world that rewards fast, and thorough wins everywhere except the first 30 seconds. Quick pause. If your mind runs these loops, type 1 word in the comments. Loops. Not for the algorithm. For you. 1 honest word from the men who know exactly what 2 a.m. feels like. You'll find you're in better company than you thought. Right, traits 5, 6, and 7. 5 is the expensive one. 5, you see 10 steps ahead, and it freezes you. Here's the expensive one. You don't see one outcome. You see the tree. Every branch, every risk, every way it goes wrong. And so you wait. Here's what's actually happening. Your brain releases small hits of dopamine during problem solving. Even imagine problem solving. Thinking about the decision literally rewards you like progress. Psychologists call it the illusion of mental progress. The mind feels like it's solving. It's looping. Foresight is a weapon. Unfired, it's just wait. 6. You notice everything. The shift in someone's tone, the text that's slightly shorter than usual, the friend who said, "I'm fine," in a way that meant the opposite. Men like you read the emotional texture of a room the way others read a headline. That's the cognitive empathy engine again. And it's why people bring you the problems they can't take anywhere else. It's also why crowded rooms cost you more than they cost other men. 7. You need to be alone to put your mind back in order. Not antisocial, not moody. A mind that processes this much needs somewhere quiet to file it all. And this trait usually has a history. For a lot of men, the always scanning brain was built young. In rooms where moods changed without warning, where reading the atmosphere early was safety. Think ahead. Anticipate everything. Stay ready. Overthinking isn't a flaw that appeared from nowhere. It's an old survival strategy. A very smart nervous system doing exactly what it was trained to do. Now, the part most videos skip, because you'd feel it if I flattered you. Not all of this is a gift. Research splits overthinking into two types. Reflective rumination, turning inward to actually understand, linked to higher self-awareness, and brooding. Circling the same pain with no exit. Every man watching this slides between the two, and the slide is invisible because brooding feels like work. It isn't. It's the loop collecting rent. And the mind cannot think its way out of everything. Some things have to be felt, decided, or released, not solved. So here's the one move. From acceptance and commitment therapy, it's called diffusion, and it sounds almost too small. When the loop starts, don't argue with it. Name it. Say, literally, my brain is generating a concern right now. Then ask one question that starts with what? What's one thing I can do about this today? Instead of why. Why spirals? What moves? Try it tonight at 2 a.m. when the file opens. So, the man at the start reading the file at 2 a.m.? He was never broken. The same brain that won't clock off is the one that sees what everyone else misses. The pattern, the subtext, the 10 steps ahead. The person in the room who's quietly not okay. It learned to stay alert in a world that once required it. The work now isn't to stop thinking. It's to teach that brilliant, tired machine that it's finally safe enough to rest. If your mind runs loops, this channel was built for it. Subscribe, not for me, but so the next one finds you when you need it. And a free quiz that reveals which of 5 mind types you are is coming soon. Before you go, there's one more question overthinkers ask. Why do I actually prefer being alone? There's a video on this channel about the hidden neuroscience of men who prefer their own company. It's on your screen now. Watch it next. Your brain will recognize itself.